So my friend Ron Noyes asked me to make this video to explain to you why I support Ben Swann and his Kickstarter project. It's easy. Ben Swann brings something to the table in media that the others don't. He's an independent voice. He hasn't been choked by the constraints of corporate media so far, and if he jumps into that realm first, it takes a lot more to get out of that hole. So if he starts off his Kickstarter project right now, well, he's pretty much new into the game. It takes less to get a network started, network built. There's another formidable tacos in the business that is, he's branched off in the TV and radio and podcasts, and Ben's aiming to do the same thing. But Ben's got the beauty of he's not beholden to any owners, advertisers, or network executives. And this is something I like about him, and I think this is something that a lot of other youth and young people within the Liberty movement, the millennials, appreciate that he offers. So I'm asking you to help support Ben in this Kickstarter project, same as I'm doing, via changing the conversation, bringing it up with your friends, talking about the issues, things that affect them, because government and what has been involved in our lives has affected us all. It's changed the perspective of everything. What we know as freedom today versus what our founders knew would make them flip in their graves. I mean, we ask permission to do anything, and we should be, opposed to that. It's very obtuse to look at this as what we have as freedom. We're asking permission just to exist. We're asking permission to practice things that are harmless to others on our own property, and Ben covers this stuff, and he brings it to light. So if I can interest you into looking into Ben Swann and what he has to offer and bring to the table, check out Ben Swann, that's S-W-A-N-N, Swann with 2 N's.com, or just Google Ben Swann Kickstarter project, and feel free to contribute something. It'll help change the perspective and the layout, the landscape of media as we know it. And as Ben brings forth this change, what will happen is the other media outlets will have to change to try to compete and stay competitive to match the product he offers. So they're going to have to start being more open, transparent, and truthful in what they're putting forth. They're not going to start spreading propaganda. They're going to start spreading truth, exposing the lies. And that'll help. That'll help make things better. That'll give us a future. Right now, our country, I'm looking at this, and I'm fearful that we might be sitting on the brink of a revolution. And if we do have a revolution, I hope it's an intellectual one, because the key to liberty and prosperity is to fight the battle using intellect and words and education. And education not as what the schools call education, but education is in the ability to learn stuff and observe and learn around you. Take older lessons from readings from, Lysander Spooner, Hayek, von Mises, any of the Austrian economics guys. And here's tons of our founders. All of them are good. Frederick Bassat is a great example of somebody who takes a good look at liberty and wrote a huge book on it. Read it. It's good reading. But that education is key, and then changing the conversation with your friends, with your family, people you bump into. I'm at a coffee shop right now, and the young guy that just brought me my coffee, I had mentioned if he had heard of Ben Swann. He said he hadn't. And I mentioned what Ben is trying to do, and he said, that sounds like a great project, and he's looking at it right now on his smartphone inside. So changing the conversation, sparking an intellectual revolution is the proper way to start a brush fire of liberty. So let's be powerless together, and let's use Ben Swann to help do this. He's a great tool in this fight for liberty.